Hi everyone, welcome back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a match preview for Newcastle United's upcoming Premier League game against Arsenal at St James's Park this Saturday. Another 5:30 kickoff because we're in the Champions League and that's the way it rolls at the moment. So fresh off the back of our victory, beating Manchester United 3-0 in the Carabao Cup to move to the quarter-finals. We'll take on Arsenal, who got battered 3-1 by West Ham and got put out the Cup, who I believe will have a point to prove. So this is a really, really dangerous fixture, and Arsenal have got some serious players looking like they're coming back into the starting 11 as well. This is not going to be an easy game, but we're going to get stuck right into this. Just before we do a little bit of housekeeping, as we always say, if you haven't already, click subscribe. We'd love you to come and join us. We're over 5,500 subs, loads of room for you guys on Evermore. Match previews, just like what you're about to watch, post-match analysis, transfer rumor videos, the odd rant here and there. We've got it all under one nice roof for you to click, subscribe, and become part of this community. It's a great community. If you want to become a member too and give a little bit back to the channel, it's less than £2 a month. Smash that button. Come and join us, guys. You won't regret it. I am sure of it. So let's get stuck in. As I say, we're taking on Arsenal, who are probably, I would say, I think in the table and probably by everybody's imagination, the second best team in the Premier League. Very good outfit, even though the manager is a whiny-faced twat who acts like a petulant child. What more sweets on the sideline? They are a very, very good side. This is not going to be an easy game, and we are riddled with injuries. So this is how I think we're going to line up in the game itself. You can see there, I think that despite how good Livramento and Hall were in the Carabao Cup, I think that Eddie will just revert back to type, bring back Kieran Trippier and Dan Burn in the full-back positions. Jamal Lascelles and Fabian Schär come back in, as well as Nick Pope. And the front six really won't change because there's nobody else really to play because of all the injuries. We'll have Longstaff, Bruno, Joe Linton, Almiron, Wilson and Gordon, I think, will be the way that we line up. Obviously, injury news, Matty Targett limped off with a hamstring injury, so add him to the list of the ever-growing list, really, which is Javi Manquillo out with a groin, Louis Miley still out with glandular fever. Maybe he might have a late charge to get on the bench, possibly. Alexander Isak's out with a groin. Sven Botman's knackered his knee. Elliot Anderson's done his back. Jacob Murphy's done his shoulder. And obviously Harvey Barnes has his ropey toe. And we can't forget Sandro Tonali with his 10-month ban. So we are massively depleted in terms of the squad going into this fixture. Arsenal themselves, they're missing a couple of players as well. I think Emile Smith-Rowe went out with an injury, which is a shame for the lad. He's been linked to Newcastle recently as well. Thomas Partey is still out, as is Gabriel Jesus and Jurrien Timber. But they've got some unbelievable players returning to the starting 11, including Newcastle fan Bukayo Saka, who's a real danger for them. More on him in a second. Gabriel Martinelli, Declan Rice, and William Saliba. And I think that David Raya will come back in for Ramsdale as well in terms of the lineups for them. But looking at how I think this game is going to go and where I think we'll be strong in terms of our performance. Obviously, Kieran Trippier is key in that right-hand side, the way he gets the ball and he delivers it. He'll be a real threat for Arsenal's backline. The midfield battle will be real key as well. We saw Joe Linton sitting perfectly in that kind of defensive midfield role, that number 6 role, and he might need to do that against Arsenal on Saturday as well and just drop a little bit deep. We want Declan Rice to be sitting in front of his back four rather than driving out midfield with the ball like he can do as well. He's a fantastic player. He's the kind of player that I would love us to have signed in the summer, but we're nowhere near there yet, to be fair. We're a little bit away from signing a player of that caliber when Arsenal grabbed him for 100 million, and he's settled in so well. He's such a good footballer. He's a leader on the park. So our midfield are going to have to be totally on song to best an Arsenal midfield that's full of quality, really. You're talking about, Martin Odegaard, Jorginho, Declan Rice. That's a great midfield three, isn't it, really? Then up front, you're looking at probably Saka and Nketiah, who got a hat-trick the other day, and Martinelli. So this is a real dangerous fixture for Newcastle. I'm really worried about the pace at the back. I always say this about Dan Burn, and he always proves me wrong, so I hope he proves me wrong again in this fixture. But the thought of Saka running at Dan Burn does worry me. When we played down at the Emirates, he was ripped to pieces until Joe Linton stepped in and kind of helped them out. And we'll need Joe Linton to do that. I think for Dan Burn as well, he's going to have to keep an eye over his shoulder. Lewis Hall was fantastic, as was Livramento in the Cup. I don't think Eddie Howe will play either one of them from the start. I just think he will go back that tried and tested formula. I wouldn't mind either one of them starting, to be fair. A little bit of pace, to deal with the threat of the attack from Arsenal. But Arsenal are a really, really good side, and this is not going to be an easy game at all. But talking about our threats going forward, Callum Wilson's in a great, rich vein of scoring. I don't think anybody's scored more Premier League goals in 2023 than Wilson. I think he's even better than Haaland, I think, in all fairness, in terms of his goal-to-game ratio. Miggy's looking good. Great goal midweek as well against Manchester United. He's looking sharp. He's looking dangerous. Anthony Gordon back out in his natural wide position from that central position that he occupied against Manchester United. I really do think that Gordon is a real threat, running at their kind of back line as well. We've seen Ben White score an own goal against West Ham when the ball was whipped in perfectly by Jared Bowen. Trippier could cause him some trouble as well with that delivery. Tomiyasu can be got out as well, I think, at the back, from Gordon's speed and Almiron's speed. So we've got a chance. We've definitely got a chance. And I think any team coming to St James's Park, this is not an easy game for them. And Arsenal will know that. They've been beaten there before in that famous game when Arteta did his team talk afterwards and says that we were better than them in every possible way. I don't think Arsenal will do that this time. I think they've learned their lesson from that game. They don't take this fixture for granted anymore. But the atmosphere in St James's Park, war flags, the fans up, bouncing, great result midweek, confidence high, chests out from the lads, Dortmund coming after that. We want to get a good result in this fixture, but I am a little bit worried that Arsenal may just have a little bit too much for us. I just think with those players that they've got, the quality of those players, they could really cause us some trouble. I think Fabian Schär's in great form, and Jamal Lascelles is playing really well as well, to be fair. So dealing with Nketiah, I think hopefully won't be a big issue for them. It's out wide where I think we might struggle with pace. I think Trippier's brain, makes up for that lack of pace that he has against somebody like Saka or Martinelli. But Burn could easily be exposed here, like he has been exposed a few times, and we need Joe Linton to come back. Joe Willock could easily get a run off the bench or even a start, to be fair. I thought he looked electric against Manchester United. Took his goal really, really well. But I don't think we'll risk Joe Willock from the start here. I think he'll start from the bench. But this is a tricky one in terms of how I think this game is going to go. It's a really dangerous fixture. I think that much like when we played Manchester City and Liverpool, we were way better than Liverpool. We should have closed that game off and we kind of let Liverpool back into the game. If we get in front against Arsenal, we have to manage this game better with the personnel that we have. But I think because of the injuries that we do have and the depletion to the squad, and I hate to say it, I'm going to go for a 2-1 defeat. I think in this game, I think Arsenal will just have a little bit too much for us. I could love a 1-1 draw. My heart says a 1-1 draw, but my head says a 2-1 defeat at home to Arsenal, which isn't the worst thing in the world, really, to be fair. As long as we're in the game and we're putting a good performance, it could just be one of those games where we're lacking that quality in the squad to win those games. You throw Isak back in the mix, you throw Tonali in the mix, you throw Harvey Barnes in there, you throw Murphy in there. That we might just have that extra little bit of quality that could win us that game. But Newcastle do wonders when their backs are against the wall, and our backs will be against the wall in this fixture. We won't be the favourites. We will be the underdogs, and that could just play into our hands. So you could easily see the lads getting a draw or better really in this fixture. It's a real hard one to predict. But if I am going to go for it, I'm probably going to go for an Arsenal 2-1 win, I think, which is what I hate to say, but I'd love a 1-1 draw. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think about the result. If you think we've got a good chance of beating Arsenal or a draw, or if you think, like me, maybe this might be one game too much for us with the quality that they have and the injuries that we have as well. But we always like to hear from you. Drop a comment in if you fancy this kind of stuff. If you just check us out for the first time, hello and welcome. Smash subscribe. Come and hang around a little bit longer, why don't you? 5,500 already have. Come and join this ever-growing community. It's a great bit of crack in the chat. We have a live show every Monday, 10 p.m. It's great chat. We have post-matches as well, live post-matches, so get involved in that. Previews like the one you just watched, transfer videos, rants about entitled fan bases, which I'm sure you probably would have watched, or you will watch soon enough. So loads of content here at Evermore, loads of Newcastle content and other stuff as well. Click subscribe, you won't regret it, guys. Let's hope the lads prove me wrong, and we've got enough to get either a draw or better against Arsenal and bouncing at Dortmund with a bit of confidence as well. Have a great day wherever you are, everyone. We'll catch you later. Cheers, bye.